Hey, hold on. Hold. Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry. Put in reverse. Oh, Lord, jeez. What you doing, Terry?
Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry and Rob here. Boomer Rob.
Sooner Terry.
And we are coming at you from the in transit, broken down, being prepared to reopen in a new location, Podcast Palace in beautiful Norman, Oklahoma.
Where we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. Now, guys, that music you heard, as you do every podcast, the entry music, is Fever Tree. Memphis-based band. One of the members is from Oklahoma. Big
OU fans.
Big OU fan. And all we do is ask you to go to wherever you listen to your music. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music. Download their album. Their debut album came out a couple of years ago. Lessons learned. And they are in the process, probably in a couple of months, of releasing their second studio album. So give them a little bit of support. Also, if you were on Twitter and Facebook, you know that we have joined forces once again with the Unhitch the Wagon crew for the Unhitch the Wagon t-shirts. You can go, and these are officially licensed by the university. They are only available at the licensed product is only available at www.unhitchthewagon.com.
Any other thing that tries to sell you one of these shirts is not officially licensed.
It's not officially licensed. It does not help us. It doesn't help anybody. So Unhitch the Wagon is the only place you can get these shirts. The Unhitch the Wagon short sleeve shirt is $24.99. Okay. And you've seen us in them, has the OU logo, big letters, Unhitch the Wagon, gray shirt. Now,
I also have one with just the Unhitch the Wagon on the pocket.
Yeah, that's a great intro, Rob. Way to go. You don't even know what I'm fixing to say. But the Unhitch the Wagon front pocket shirt hasn't been as popular. I like it. I have one. It's a little bit different. It's got a front pocket, has the schooner on it. And It says Unhitch the Wagon. It's a great little T-shirt. Now, if you're a Sooner Football Fans podcast listener, you need to go buy an Unhitch the Wagon pocket T-shirt. And when you get to your cart, there is a discount code. If you enter the discount code...
Rob is better looking than Terry.
Nope.
Oh.
The discount code is NATTY. NATTY. Discount code NATTY, you will get 5% off of your purchase. We need to help them move these shirts because we've really pushed the other shirts and they're really cool. But go online, order the pocket tee from www.unhitchthewagon.com. The Unhitch the Wagon pocket tee, enter promo code or discount code NATTY, NATTY, get 5% off as a listener of the Sooner Football Fans podcast.
And you can be almost as cool as me.
Exactly, and me. So that's our little grouping of our supporters and friends and family. Let's get to it. The Oklahoma Sooners line up and squeak by the Tulane Green Wave. What is a green wave, first off, Rob?
It's a wave down in Louisiana where there may be some dirty diapers and something else coming in.
I kind of thought that's what it was, too.
In the wave. Some algae, you know, you probably wouldn't want to drink it.
Yeah, probably not. But Oklahoma squeaks out a win, literally squeaks out a win against the University of Tulane, sending Sooner Nation, the Oklahoma Sooner fan base, a lot of them, not all of them,
into quite an uproar.
Into a mad frenzy.
Some people are losing their minds.
Ever-loving minds.
They are. Some people are they are out on the balcony.
Yeah.
You know, you got to grab them and say, don't jump.
Lincoln Riley has been told he needs to resign because he accepted responsibility by the way his team played. People want to bench the Heisman hopeful, the still number one guy in the running for the Heisman.
Who went 30 for 34 or whatever with like 350 yards passing or whatever.
30 of 39, 304 yards and 2 interceptions. The 2 interceptions were bad. They were bad throws.
They were bad.
I mean,
and even though the stats are great, Terry, he didn't have a great game.
He didn't.
He didn't look good. The passes weren't. But, I mean, first game, people. Yeah. Come on. I mean, I know I wanted to be informed, too.
Oh, yeah.
And did you watch Alabama in their first game?
Yeah, I watched Alabama.
They look like they never stopped playing.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to look like, too, but we didn't.
We didn't. Okay. Now, I'm not going to make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. We all know that.
Right.
I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not one for excuses. But I've talked to a few fans since the game. And maybe in my old age. Now, during the game, if you talk to me, I'm not happy. There's no reasoning in my mind. But after I sit down and rethink the game, okay, and, you can go, Tulane was the same way. Tulane, okay, this was supposed to be an away game. Everything got turned upside down because of Hurricane Ida, Fred, Ida, whatever the hurricane was. Larry, Bob. But it was devastating. Okay, they were in Birmingham. They had to travel. Their family. They were all displaced. Oklahoma was ready. I said in the beginning of the game, those first 2 touchdowns, that was pure adrenaline on those kids' parts. They came ready to play.
They're tough.
This is going to be what we're going to show up here and play. Oklahoma in the second quarter took the game over. 23 points, shut them down. Everybody, including myself, went, we done. Okay.
We were like, whew, okay, that's better.
Yeah, that's better. We can handle, 55-14. Well, Mr. Pratt, I think it's Michael Pratt, quarterback Pratt, had different thoughts on that game. That is one tough little dude. Yeah, they all did. But Oklahoma was not prepared to play 4 quarters. Okay.
Well, let's just get into it just a little bit. Oklahoma, everybody knows that they were transitioning in and out players. They were looking at different stuff. Were they completely focused on how they were going to play the football game? I don't think they were.
I don't think they were either.
So there's a lot of transitioning. You're not going to see that when we play Texas.
Right.
I mean, you're going to see guys that are there. I mean, we'll obviously trade them in and out to some extent to keep them fresh, but not like they did in that game.
Right. I was talking to a fan just last night, and he was like, man, he was at the game. I didn't go to the game.
I did.
But he was, man, they were substituting all the time, offensive line, defensive line. And I was like, look, they're looking for the best units. They're not looking for the best players. They got studs.
Right.
Okay. They're trying to put together the best defensive backfield, the best defensive line, and you can say, well, they should be doing that during practice and everything. No, they're rotating these guys in and out during practice. I promise you, by, like you said, the Texas game, West Virginia game, it'll be solidified.
Well, but don't get it wrong. Some guys did not have a great game.
No, they didn't.
Perrion Winfrey did not impress anyone until the last series? Last defensive series?
Well, our defense didn't impress anyone until the last series.
Really,
the second quarter. I could have swore that Mike Stoops had stepped in on the sidelines.
I was like, oh no, we've seen this defense before, Terry.
Yeah, they missed tackles in that first first quarter.
Wide receivers running wide open.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
But here's the thing, too, Rob. I mean, you and I have talked about this for years. Lincoln Riley, and Caleb and I talked about it, and David, I got to watch a game with my oldest son. It's been a long time, but Lincoln Riley has an issue with closing games that he should dominate.
He does.
We got beat by Kansas State last year, leading by, if I remember right, 21 points.
Yep.
Going into the fourth quarter and got beat.
Well, don't even bring up the Texas game when we had them by, 20 points?
Yep.
With a minute and 19 on the clock, Terry. Don't bring that up.
Yeah.
We still won that game, by the way.
Iowa State last year beat us in the regular season. We were up by 14 points going into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
let's not even talk about the Rose Bowl when we're just dominating Georgia.
Right.
He goes into this mode, and he took responsibility. He did. He said, this is my deal. This is coaching. He has got to get out of that.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, you've seen, Terry, that we were in probably the most vanilla package.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't doing anything, that would, for me as just a fan, and that's all I am.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan. I don't know any more than anybody else out there. I want to see our team look and shine and sparkle, and they were just kind of plain and vanilla and dull, weren't they?
Yeah.
And so,
and then he runs those double reverse hook and I mean, against these teams, no. I know you want to practice them. You want to throw that on tape so teams go, ooh, we gotta watch for this. But Lincoln Riley said, his words in his press conference, the second half, I think clearly our team felt like the game was over. That's obviously my job to make sure our mentality is right, and I don't think it was. Okay, Lincoln, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Okay, it was. Okay, it was. They were not mentally prepared to take over and dominate that game in the second half. Well, and they should have been. For
starters, I don't think Lincoln's listening.
No.
But you could apologize to him if you want. But I think you're right. They weren't ready.
Yeah.
They didn't play up. I think they thought that they could just come in and just dominate and it wouldn't be no big deal. That's not what Tulane thought.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I didn't care about the 14 point. I didn't like it, but I was telling the folks here at the house, family, and sooner Lisa was here, and I was like, this is pure. These kids are playing on pure adrenaline. Mm-hmm. They're playing for their school, they're playing for their state. They're like, hey, we've had a bad time. We're going to turn it around. We're going to come in here and compete. Then Oklahoma took the game over, did what they were supposed to do. 23-0 second quarter. It should have been another 23-0 third quarter. But Lincoln goes into this vanilla package, like what you're talking about, and instead of. And I heard commentators before the game say it was the same thing they said last year in the K-State game when, if you remember right, I'm pretty sure they got people out of the stands from Kansas State to play defensive back.
Oh, for sure.
They had a quarterback and a running back at defensive back because they didn't have any players because of COVID. And people said
they played the water boy.
Lincoln is not going to run this score up on these guys. It's just not right. He gets beat. People said the same thing on the pregame, on Channel 5, on a couple other places. Lincoln is not going to run it. He's going to pull the Lincoln, run it up.
He needs to sit in a room with Barry Switzer for just a little while.
Right. I said the same thing. He needs to sit in the room with Barry and go, look, I don't care who it is. I don't care if all of them's mama just died. Barry Switzer was going to try to put 100 points on you.
Better believe it.
Didn't matter what it was. He didn't always do it, but that was his mentality. That's the mentality he put into his team. And you're right. He needs to sit in a room with him and go, stop doing this. Stop going vanilla. Run your offense.
Well, and a lot of people are not going to like me for this little take right here, but you remember when Samaj P. Ryan took a knee instead of going in the end zone to run it up on OSU?
Yep.
I'm sorry. No. I mean, for starters, it's OSU.
Yeah. A step up. I would rather him stopped at the goal line and reached over and put the ball over the goal line.
That's the mentality.
Right.
Right?
Right. It's frustrating because I'm telling you folks, this is our year. I truly believe we are loaded to the hilt with talent across the board.
Is that what you're seeing on the field Saturday, Terry?
It's what I know by looking at everything. They didn't perform, and that's coaching. That's not players.
Right.
They didn't perform in this game, but one quarter performed.
And I'm with you. I feel like we're a whole lot better than we showed.
Yeah.
But as just a pure fan, you wanted to see us come out and look like Alabama came out and looked like against Miami.
Right.
We wanted to show the nation.
I know you
we are deserving of this number 2 spot.
Rob hates this analogy, but it's the only one that fits it. Alabama prison raped Miami.
Yes, that is just wrong, Terry. Oh,
I thought that game was going to be they just punched them in the throat
and just pushed them all over the place.
Yeah,
and that's what we wanted to see.
Yeah,
and instead, what we shown was that we probably will be middle of the pack SEC if we play like that.
No, but I don't think that's. I don't think that's the case because if we play like that, you're right. But that's the thing I think Lincoln has to do is get that mentality of, I'm not going to be the nice guy coach. I'm the greatest recruiter in the country right now.
Yep.
Okay. And maybe the greatest offensive mind in the country right now.
Yep.
He's got this defensive coordinator that is bringing in this new mentality, but the team reflects the mentality of the coach.
Does. Yep.
And if the coach is a nice guy on the field and goes, "That's it, guys. Hey, cut it back a little." He starts running vanilla. These guys know this isn't our package. This isn't what we're running. He starts running that mentality gets in. You and I talked about it with Bob Stoops when there was a while when Bob Stoops got in the habit of we're Oklahoma. Throwing the helmet out on the field and thinking that's 21 points. And he did. And he even said that. He goes, we got to get out of that mentality of we're Oklahoma. We got to get into the mentality of we're Oklahoma, we're coming to beat you.
Now, I will say this. Since I was at the game, it was weird.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. It
was
of people.
Different. It didn't feel like game day. There weren't hardly anybody in the stands. It was 1,000,000 degrees, by the way. So I know that the guys on the field were just.
But here's the other thing: fan base. Okay, you want to complain about it. Okay, I didn't go to the game. I got season tickets. My wife, the lovely Teresa's got some medical problems right now, so we didn't go to this game. And we'd already made plans to have people over and everything else. It got changed late, and I wasn't going to change them. But the stands emptied after halftime. There was less people there in the third quarter, a lot less.
I'm sorry to say I was one of those.
Because you thought it was over.
No, because I was baking in the sun.
Rob doesn't handle heat well, do you, Rob?
No, I don't. Fat boys do not do well in the heat. And it was hot there. There was no breeze. And you remember when we went to Shangri-La?
Yeah, it was like
that. It was just no breeze.
You guys have got to understand. Years ago, probably 6, 7 years ago, Rob was going to an OU game. Maybe it was a little bit longer. That him and Rhett were going to an OU game. He was pumped. He had good tickets and everything. He called me right before kickoff and said, "You are at home, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, we're coming over." I was like, "Thought you had tickets, dude." And he goes, "I am sitting straight in the sun on the east side. It is 110 degrees. I am not sitting here."
Yes.
And he came over to our house because you had really great seats for that game.
Here's the thing. It could be 2 degrees and snowing. I won't move. I'll stay until the band's off the field at the end of the game. But 110, I just can't do it.
Well, but again, I think a lot of people left because, and that's the downfall with some of Lincoln's teams. You better not leave because God only knows what's going to happen.
Right.
But let's talk about meltdowns with fan base. We're not happy with it, but bottom line is, again, I will say this: there's not a world around a alternate universe anywhere that if Oklahoma goes undefeated, they are not in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I don't care if we win every game,
just like that one,
by a point.
Yeah, we're still going to be there.
Oklahoma will go to the playoffs. It's Oklahoma. Okay.
Now I will say this: we should have definitely been jumped by Georgia, who looks like a fantastic football team.
But Oklahoma, and let's face it, a one-loss Oklahoma got in every time. Mm-hmm. Okay. A 2-loss Oklahoma missed by a gnat's hair last year of getting in. Yeah. So they want Oklahoma in the playoffs.
Of course they do. We're gorgeous.
Yes. So I don't care. I'm not going to, during the game, I'm not going to be happy and all that other stuff. But you know what? Bottom line, it's a win. Period.
A win is a win. And, you can put that one behind you and say, okay, hopefully, they figure out, they're transitioning all these people in and out, and nobody's ever really getting into a rhythm and a set. And I think that had something to do with it, Terry, because you played, I played. You got to be out there and figure the guy out in front of you and that kind of stuff, and get in a rhythm to really, make a difference and an impact, I guess. And they were just coming in and out so much they didn't have a chance to do that, or it didn't seem like to me. Now, as far as Rattler, great stats and a great game, to be honest with you.
I mean,
a couple of bad throws. He didn't look crisp. He didn't look like the Rattler that we're used to seeing.
Right.
But Kennedy Brooks did.
Yep. Okay, let's look at some stats here.
Okay.
Let's look at some stats.
Oh, while you're looking that up, I want to just tell you, I was on row 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Eric Gray, that's the name, right, Eric?
Yep.
They were doing their stuff right in front of me. And I'm going to tell you something. That kid is quick.
Yeah.
Like, he's got some wheels. But I didn't see that on the field. I was like, oh, he's going to break a long one. I can feel it. And no.
Yeah. Let's see. Spencer Rattler, like we said, was 30 of 39 for 304 yards, a 7.8 yard average, 1 TD throw, 2 interceptions, QB rating of 72.1. Not a good QB rating.
No.
2 interceptions does that.
How'd you feel about that first pick? I mean, the first play was what, -4 yards or something?
Yeah, a little flat pass.
The second one was a pick. And what were you doing?
I was like, ugh,
oh boy,
that was a dumb pass.
What is happening here?
Yeah. Well, Kennedy Brooks only carried the ball 14 times, only averaged 6.2 yards per carry.
Well, we got to put him on the bench.
Yeah. Long was 32, so half of it came on one, but still, he's effective. Eric Gray, 3 yards a carry. Okay, 9 carries for 27 yards. Caleb Williams, 1 yard, 1 carry, 1 yard, 1 yard average, 1 TD.
Right.
So, which I found that interesting that they put him in that goal line package, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all, for sure.
I didn't know what was going on there. But
now, when they ran that reverse pass, he's the one that threw the ball, right?
Mario Williams was the one that threw the ball.
Mario threw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was 1 for 1 for 10 yards. And see, and that's what those are the things that irritate me. We don't need things like, and I get it. You're putting it on tape. So teams have got to go, ooh, if they do this.
Got to work on it.
But it's like, it's Tulane. Let's just line up and beat these guys.
Well, that's the thing. Could we do that?
I think we could. I think we got vanilla. We got into this. He gets pretty and everything else. Michael Pratt, their quarterback, was 27 of 44. Got his head knocked off 3 times. They went over and stitched it back on.
Man, we hit him. We hit him all game long.
It was.
I guarantee he's still sore.
Oh, I promise you.
Because he got lit up.
That hit when they threw they called targeting, and when you saw it immediately, it was like that was perfect.
Yeah, it shouldn't even been a flag.
Yeah,
Terry, that should not even been a penalty.
I mean, he lowered the boom, and the helmet came off from the sheer impact of going backwards and slamming his head in, and it caught his face and started bleeding. But I mean, that whole team, and even Spencer Rattler said this was the hardest hitting team I've ever played.
Wow.
Okay.
I did not hear him say that.
Yes, he said this was the hard. They came to play. Okay. But Oklahoma still should have dominated the game more than what they did. Marvin Mims had 5 receptions, averaged 23 yards a catch. Jaden Hazelwood, 4 receptions. Mario Williams, 6. Austin Stogner, 3. I mean, this is an Oklahoma stat. What I think, I know I am. We're supposed to be much better on defense this year, right, Rob?
Right.
Okay. Tulane put up 296 passing yards and 100 rushing yards.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good at all.
And Grinch has got and I don't think Grinch is happy about it. I'm pretty sure there's some people probably yesterday and today putting in some
little extra laps.
Little extra laps. By the way, Tulane has a receiver named Fat Watts. P-H-A-T, Fat Watts.
Yeah. Didn't he have a brother named Deuce or something?
I think so. But yeah, Fat Watts.
So here's what I was expecting to see, because I was there with Amy, and she was like, "Hey, shouldn't we be winning this game?"
You're like, shut up.
And I said, "Listen, this is what's going to happen. Their first team's just playing out of their mind right now. We're gonna wear them guys down. They don't have the backups that we do, And towards the end of the game, you're going to see us just start hammering it down their throat because that's what we do.
Right.
Towards the end of games, we wear the other team out, and then we just start hammering the ball on the ground, right? And then we just start eating up big chunks of yards. We didn't do that.
Right. Okay, do you realize, Oklahoma had 2 turnovers? How many times did we punt?
Once.
None.
No punts?
No
I
punting.
thought we punted once.
Oklahoma punting. No punting is the stat.
But I'm going to tell you something. If we don't get the 3 turnovers, we might have very well lost that game.
No, but but here's the thing, too. The turnovers, let me go to we got 9 points off the turnovers. We didn't score touchdowns.
No, we did not.
That's another thing.
I think we all got 6 points off those turnovers.
Yeah, because he missed the one.
Yep.
He missed the chip shot and
nailed the long drives. Yeah,
sounds like us today on the golf course, right?
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to be. I don't want to say concerned with. Okay, one thing I did put the Kool-Aid back in the counter. In the shelf.
On the defense?
Yeah, on the defense. Not going to drink that Kool-Aid until I've had it out. I've been sipping on it all summer long, going, this is it. This is it. And I went, that third quarter, I went, let's put the Kool-Aid back in the cabinet on the defense. Yeah. I think they're going to come around, though. There is just too many weapons on that defense. Now, what we have like 13 defensive linemen. When's the last time you could never say Oklahoma had 13 defensive linemen?
Right? Not good ones.
Yeah. And same thing with offensive linemen. We got 12 or 13 offensive linemen.
I think they just have not gelled together
yet.
Right.
And that's some things we know that they're doing the right things because I think they are because the coaching staff is saying they're doing the right things. I just don't think they found the personnel packages that are the best. That's a coaching issue. I think you should have that worked out before your first game.
Well,
to an extent.
When you got 13 guys that are, potential starters, it may be a little difficult, but there are definitely some guys that separated themselves. The IT department, right? Isaiah Thomas had a pretty good game. Nick Benito.
That's a good one, Rob. The IT department.
Oh, that's what they call him. I didn't come up with that.
Oh,
I want to take credit.
Well, you should.
Those 2 guys I think really looked good. And one of the defensive backs, when he wasn't on the field, he was like directing traffic. But when he was off the field, it was like they didn't know what they were doing. There was one play where everybody was looking down at their game pads, and they were snapping the ball.
Yeah, I remember that play.
And I'm like, what are you doing here, guys?
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of bad communication probably on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not happy with the fact that that's an issue right now. I really am not. I didn't think it was going to be an issue. I thought our defense was going to.
Here's the thing. Something like that happens. I'm sure that they were told a lot in the locker room. Listen, you don't look like the number 2 team in the nation.
Yeah.
People are laughing at you, that kind of thing. That's going to make them play better. You get a scare that, hopefully that will nudge them to, I don't know.
Yeah. That go, hey, and again, there is a football game tonight, isn't there, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to start with the coaching. He has got to get that out of his repertoire. The team is following him in that situation. I think he comes out when they're ahead like that in the out of the locker room casual. You know what I mean? But I even heard, people that were there, even at the beginning of the game, the team didn't look, it was like they were flat.
They were flat. Everything was flat about that day, including the temperature. Whew. Yeah. I don't, I'm not going to say let's all just give them a pass because, Tulane played really well.
Yeah. You can't
and
take
they played
away
on the
what they
same
did.
field. So we could have played better. Things just didn't line up for us. I think we're going to be better. Terry, we got one more,
Yeah.
game here that they can continue to dial things in, if you will.
Yeah.
But by third game by Nebraska, we better be playing.
Yeah, we better be dialed in because
I know
Nebraska's going to come here to play.
Yeah, I know they're not very good. But
Yeah, they're going to come here to play.
they're going to come play us.
Yeah.
And if we play that game that we played, we might get beat by Nebraska.
Yep.
So,
And I made a prediction the other night on Twitter. Some people kind of liked it that I thought Gabe Burkett would be the first overall pick in the draft if he keeps kicking like he does. And then he missed one, so I jinxed him. My bad, Gabe.
way to go, Terry.
I just called him Gabe. And one thing I was extremely, Rob, disappointed in. Extremely disappointed. And I forgot to bring this up earlier on. I should have brought it up the first thing. Is the performance in my new game day gear. I was, hey,
it's a win.
I was hoping for a better, but you're right. I don't have to put it in the
You
closet.
don't have to burn it.
Right, I don't burn it. I don't do that. But you saw it when I came in. You came in today.
Yep, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a Columbia shirt, that same deal, OU all over it. And
is that what you're wearing to the game Saturday?
Yep. And got me a Jordan hat. So,
I can't wear my jersey anymore because it swallows me. So,
well, there are people that say grown men shouldn't wear jerseys to
I don't
games.
care. I do what I want.
You're 40.
I mean, I haven't worn it in a long, long time, but
No.
I mean, if I wanted to wear it, I'd damn sure wear it.
Well, I don't, would you wear a Baker Mayfield Browns jersey? Did you see any of those?
I saw one probably 10 or 12-year-old kid with a Baker jersey.
should take their
and I
parents
was
out and
so
beat
tempted to
them.
take a picture of it. Because as I was walking in the club, he was walking out of the club, and I was like, oh, I should take a picture of that and send it to Terry. He'll fly off the handle.
For the love of Pete, it just and I have been in conversations with people on Twitter that are big Baker fans that are saying, no, I would, why would you wear a Baker? I wear his OU jersey. I'm like, thank you. That's acceptable.
But you know what? I've seen a lot of jerseys. I seen a Michael Irvin Dallas Cowboy jersey.
Yeah, well,
and I'm
person.
like, huh. Really? I mean, he went to Miami. And I think I also seen a Donovan McNabb jersey. And I mean, so
Dominic, he went. He's the guy we made throw up on the field, didn't it? When at McNabb, when he played at Syracuse.
yeah, hit him so hard that he threw up on the field.
No, it was
threw up in the end zone.
It was there was one where it was one of those games that was like this one. It was 110 degrees, and he was under center, and he stepped back, turned sideways, and puked. And the announcer was like, "I think he just threw up." And I was watching it on TV, and we made him puke. And then there was a hit that I think later on in the game that made him puke again, but because Syracuse in that Orangeman Dome or whatever it is,
Probably because of that jersey that made him puke.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
But again, I will reiterate the fact that you should not be wearing Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Brown jerseys to the game. Nor should you wear, and I'm not just picking on Baker. You know this. I am a little bit. I'm Baker fan.
Yeah, he hates Baker.
No, you know better than that. You should not wear a Brian Bosworth Seattle Seahawks jersey.
Or a Kyler Murray Arizona Cardinals.
No, you should not.
Huh?
You
It's red.
should not. It's red, but it's not a Sooner jersey. Okay. So, this is where Brian Kelly said that they should take his team out and execute them. Said it right on national TV, too. You know what gets me? I think I've said this before with Notre Dame. It's a Catholic school. And, they denounced in the 80s, the heavy metal and all that stuff. And Ozzy Osbourne, they were like, he's a product, he's leading, causing kids to commit suicide and everything else. But now Notre Dame plays songs like Crazy Train in their stadium.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, didn't 30 years ago you condemn him to the dark side? And, you hear Metallica being played at Notre Dame. I wonder what happened to this guy.
He says we'll retire effective immediately.
Usually when you retire effective immediately,
That means you just got canned.
yeah, something bad happened and you don't want to talk about it. But what do you think Lincoln's going to say tomorrow night at Rudy's? You think he's going to?
He's not gonna say. I mean, he's not gonna put it on the kids. He's gonna try and
I've got us a question for him.
He's gonna take all the blame and say, I should have done this or I shouldn't have done that. He's the head coach at University of Oklahoma. He doesn't have to make excuses.
Right.
I mean, he could say, "Hey, we didn't have our best game, and Tulane played a great game."
Yeah.
And I'd be just fine with that.
Yeah.
We're going to work here, we're going to work there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I don't want him to come in there and make a bunch of dumbass excuses.
Do you know what my question is going to be?
What?
It's going to be Lincoln. What the F? That's all it's going to say.
Okay.
You think Toby will read that one?
Nope.
Terry wants to know, Coach Riley, what the?
WTF?
Yeah.
No. Toby's not going to read
He's not going to read it. Well, he keeps saying, what the? Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. In fact,
hold on.
That might get you kicked out. Well, hello there. Okay.
And goodbye.
Wow.
We got the TV on and they're showing these Florida State two dudes were covered in
glitter
gold.
That had to take hours. I'm not willing to do that. Just FYI.
But Toby has accused us before of trying to get him fired with our question.
What he does is he reads the question, and I might not even have put my name on it.
Yeah.
And he just looks up and shakes his head.
He looks up at us and shakes his head. It's like, you guys, what are y'all trying to get me fired? I'm like, well, we thought they were. I still the one that he looked at me, he like shook his head and looked at me.
Yep.
What do you do? It was when they're playing Oklahoma State. It was, and the question was, are you concerned with a 25% or 25% capacity? It will be too much like an Oklahoma State home game.
I thought that was a fair question, Terry.
Well, I did too, but I mean, Toby was like, he goes, I can't, but he goes, I like the way you were thinking. I was like, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good. I was behind you all the way on that one.
Yeah, but he gave us that, we call it, I think it's just the Toby look. The guys really.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
But then that was Carol, right?
Who?
Wasn't that her name? At Rudy's.
Marianne is her name.
Marianne?
The manager?
No, the lady who passed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Carol.
Yeah.
If you guys ever went to Rudy's, little lady named Carol used to come around and pass out the questions. She'd always come out just the sweetest lady. Lost a battle last year with cancer. Right at the beginning of the year, she got sick or was diagnosed with it.
Yeah.
And I guess right after the season was over. But bless her heart, rest in peace. If you didn't have the joy of meeting her at Rudy's at the coach's show, she was a joy.
Real Sooner fans.
Oh yeah.
Real Sooner fans.
Yeah.
Not that anybody out there listening to us is not. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
she was Sooner to the core.
Oh yeah. And when we showed up today, last week, and Lumber Lady and that group sitting up there, they had that board. I just thought, oh, she didn't make it. And sure enough, she passed. But she was probably upset in heaven about the game.
She might have been.
Yeah.
She might have been.
See, I think that's what they should give us, Rob, like this commercial. Give us headsets to talk to the quarterback or to Lincoln.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, see, that would be me and you. I'll be leaning on, Rob, tell him.
So in this game, Terry, on Saturday, were you ever like, why aren't we running the football? Because it seems like we threw it a whole bunch.
I thought we didn't run it effectively. And I think a lot of that was the personnel packages with the offensive line. I just don't think they could get a package that was getting the scheme down. You know what I mean?
Well, it was a pretty, obviously vanilla, I feel like, run package.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel like that we should have been able to dominate that defensive line and open up some hole. Maybe we couldn't, and that's why we didn't.
But that's what I said. I think it was they were. I wasn't there. You were. I talked to people who were there, and they're like, dude, they were substituting almost every stinking play.
Yeah, they were.
Offensive line, defense, and maybe some of that too was the heat.
Maybe because it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. And, they're like, we need to keep guys fresh. People from Tulane, I don't know if y'all been, if you've been to southern Louisiana, that's, a quarter mile north of hell. That is some of the hottest places I've ever been.
It is hot and humid down there.
I've literally got out of my car in Louisiana and deep south Louisiana and walked 10 feet and been drenched. It was like,
yeah, they may have been better suited for the weather that we played, but we really still should have handled them pretty.
Yeah, we should have. It should have been the third quarter and fourth quarter should have been exactly like, because our twos should show up out there and dominate their ones.
Sure, yeah.
Our threes should show up out there, manhandle, maybe not dominate, but manhandle.
We're getting 3, 4, and 5-star players. I can only assume that Tulane's getting 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
So, we really should be handling them a lot better than we were. And like I say, I'm just a fan, just like all the rest of the fans, that I think they were upset because we did not come out and show the world, because the SEC is watching us now.
Yeah.
Because we're coming, right?
And that was, a lot of the comments on Facebook and stuff. A lot of the fans were, we can't play in the SEC like this. We can't do this in the SEC. Look, man,
if we got Vanderbilt the first game, we certainly could. Or Missouri.
Here's the thing. I believe what St. Bob has said about the SEC. Okay,
it's Alabama heavy.
It's Alabama.
Because LSU went down to UCLA, who's not very good.
Yeah, you get past the top 4 teams every year in the SEC. They're average
at best. Right, and we know Missouri's not good. They weren't even getting in the Big 12.
So Oklahoma's going to want to come in there. Hey, we're going to come in there from, and that's something we didn't get to talk about. As much as we, this move to the SEC, I don't know how everybody out there feels about it. I think most people are happy about it. But I was talking to a guy last night, talking to some folks, during the week, and it's like, it's amazing. It's awesome that we've won 6 straight Big 12 titles, okay, and really against 6 different teams, okay. Those 6 in a row have never been back to back.
Never been back to back, have they?
It's always somebody different.
I didn't think about that.
It's also sad. Okay, yeah, we want to dominate the conference. We want to win it every year.
Feels good.
It feels good, but that tells you about the conference that we're in. That one team can flat out dominate.
Well, one team has flat out dominated the SEC too.
No, Alabama hasn't won every SEC title. They've gotten in the playoffs without being SEC champions.
They're still won it like 12 out of 15 years or something.
Yes, but you know what I'm saying? LSU's won 2 national championships since Saban's been there. Auburn's won 1. The fact that Oklahoma in the last 6 years has just been the juggernaut in the Big 12, it tells you about the state of the Big 12. One is Oklahoma is it in the Big 12. Texas, Texas is the money.
They're all getting heavy to be carrying.
But that's the other thing is that Oklahoma, maybe that's the issue. These are the greatest commercials on TV. Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Mike Tyson?
It's Mike's. I know. Who took my last? He sure runs fast.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
But it's Oklahoma is going to come in to the SEC with something to prove.
Yeah, they better.
Yeah,
because it's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
Now, don't get me wrong. Kentucky's a pushover. Missouri's a pushover. Ole Miss is a pushover.
Yeah,
it ain't.
But Ole Miss. But it's not like playing. Like playing Ole Miss is not like playing KU.
That's right.
And Kansas State, and
they got athletes.
Yeah, but also the atmosphere.
Sure.
that's what Bob was saying is like, guys, they're going to be going into, like you said, Oklahoma, I believe we're the ninth
biggest stadium,
the biggest stadium in the SEC.
and second in the Big 12.
Yeah, and we're going to be going into places like Mississippi State, who, let's face it, if you've ever been to Mississippi, that's about all there is football.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they're not that good, but they're better than the bottom half of the Big 12.
yeah, and they pack their stadiums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I think is it Ole Miss it's Mississippi State that Dan, the tailgate guy, Dan from Tailgate said that's the greatest tailgating atmosphere in the world.
Mississippi State or Ole Miss? I think it's
One
Miss.
it's one of them.
Ole Miss has got a big time tailgating. Yeah. Oxford. It's Oxford, Mississippi, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty big down there. I want to go.
We're not. But I mean, that's another thing is, you joining the SEC every other year, you're going to have a chance to go to some cool places.
Yep.
Not going to Fort Worth to TCU.
Wait, is it Oxford or Biloxi?
I don't know. They're both. Are you going to make me Google it?
Well, I'm not.
But you're going to get to go to some away games that are cool places. Manhattan, Kansas is not a cool place.
Not cool. I mean, it's cold, but it's not cool.
Ames, Iowa definitely ain't. Who wants to go to Fort Worth into the hustle and bustle into the big city and find TCU?
Mm-mm.
Baylor, I mean, on the, what is it, the banks of the Pasos River?
Yeah. Didn't they have that's where that dude lost his mind, told everybody he was Jesus or something? Right?
David Koresh.
That's the one. That's the one.
The Branch Davidians.
Yeah, all your wives got to sleep with me because I'm right.
Yeah, that's him.
I'm pretty sure at that point I would have been like,
I'm moving.
Hold up now.
Hey, what do you think about the temporary chair you're sitting in? It's pretty nice, ain't it? It's a rocking, folding tailgate chair.
Let's take this home with me, Terry.
Well, if you can get it from Teresa, that's one of her two chairs. If she goes to the tailgate, she will be using. That's another thing. We will be having a tailgate, but it is different this year.
I'll be there.
Rob will be there. But we're going to just be the hub for everybody to come and meet. We're not going to provide anything this year. So if you want to come,
a smile.
Yeah, except a smile, a warm hug to those that we want to hug. Okay.
Okay. I'm like, hold up, Terry. Oh, and back it up, Terry.
There's a few of those folks. If you come up to hug me, I'm gonna be like, nope. You're not in.
How about a crisp high five
or a fist bump?
Slap hands.
But there's several reasons why. But anyway, so we're gonna bring Rob and I and our families. We're gonna bring our food. You are more than welcome. We're going to have a 20 by 20 canopy. Well, we're going to have two 10 by 20 canopies. So we're going to have
20 by 20.
Yeah, 20 by 20 covered area, a 55-inch TV, new speaker, two tables. Stop somewhere and grab you a pizza, grab you a couple of burgers, whatever. A lot of people didn't, they don't come to eat anyway. They want to come and hang out and meet the other Twitter folks that are there. Right. And that's what we want you to do. Come in, bring an ice chest with your favorite drink, or just bring a 12-pack or whatever. Walk in. If you're wanting to sit down, bring a chair. You can leave it there and come and get it after the game. We're not going to tell people all that. But
if you don't get it, I'm taking it home with me, though.
Yeah.
You probably won't ever see it again.
But, I mean, we want to be, and we are always going to be a place where you can come and hang out. We're just not going to provide all the food this year. We're going to provide food, and we ask that you bring your own stuff. You can use our tables. But most of the time, if it's just you and your wife and kids, you can stop and grab a bucket of Kentucky. We'll recommend places to go. Cane's Chicken, you can get the 25 strip deal.
I like cane sauce, so get a little extra.
Yeah. You can go to Van's Pig Stand and get their farm feast. It has every kind of meat they have in it. Pizza. You can go down. Go to. But those are places that you can bring a group of stuff.
The point is bring your own food.
Yeah.
And freeloaders.
Yeah. But because putting on a tailgate's a lot of work when you start trying to provide food for people you don't know that are going to come there. I'm pretty sure we could have fed 1,000 homeless a couple of times after a game.
Wound up wasting a bunch.
Yeah, end up wasting a bunch, and we spend a bunch on it. So we just want you guys to come and hang out and see our pretty faces. Some of you will get hugs. Others
come and
will
talk
get
football.
Yeah, come and talk football.
That's what we'd like to do.
Yeah, come and sit back. You all know you've been there. You'll see Blinken from time to time. Your Demo will come over drunker than a skunk. There's a lot of people that come and they just come over there and they just stand, and then people, they start talking. So, but
we are chick magnets, Terry. So,
yes, we are.
I mean, there's always that.
Yes, we are. So, like I said, hugs. what basically, if you don't understand what we're saying, if you are of the female origin, it's a huggable.
How far out on this plank you want to go, Terry?
if you are a male, it's more of a fist bump, high five.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know, the man hug where you get it and the chest bump thing.
The
maybe
brosive thing.
Yeah, the brosive thing. Maybe something like that.
I'm okay with just a wave. What's up?
You will notice though. You will get to see Rob. If there's too many people get there, you'll have to find him because he'll be standing out by himself.
Well,
because Rob gets very uncomfortable.
I got a bubble. That's all I'm saying. I think that's perfectly natural, Terry.
So if you want to watch Rob like really freak out the first time you meet him, just walk up and get right to his face. Say, "Are you Rob? Are you Rob? Are you Rob?"
I don't know if that's a good idea. Just saying.
No, but it is a good time. We want everybody to have a good time. You'll see Mr. OU Antonio will come by and hang out and take pictures.
I can't wait to see everybody. I can't wait to see Lori and sooner Lisa and all the people that are going to come. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, it'll be a great time. And, the rest of these games, are going to be a lot better.
What time are we setting up Saturday? Because the kick's at 6, right?
At 6, yeah. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I mean, we got
because if we set
noon 1 o'clock or something.
Yeah, if we set up at 11 or noon, that's 6 hours of tailgating, Rob.
How hard is it going to be that day?
That's another thing. I'm thinking probably 1 or 2, but we'll let everybody know. We'll tweet it out when we're going to be there. I'll get with Demo too, and the people that are around us. We have a chat going, and if they're all showing up around 1 or 2, I think that's a good time to show up. The main thing we want to do is
99 degrees, Terry. On Saturday.
Do you want to cancel the tailgate, Rob?
99 degrees. Are you kidding? Nope. 99 degrees on Saturday, Terry.
So, we have canopies, Rob. So, we'll figure it out. Drink plenty of water.
Might have to bring an air conditioner.
Rob will stand there with the squeeze bottle and spritz everybody as they come in.
That might be fun, actually.
But no, it'll it's going to be hot. We'll figure it out. I'll talk to everybody around, see about what time everybody's going to show up and set up. The main thing we got to do is set up before they close the roads, because that sucks when you got to carry all that stuff a long ways. Yeah.
Might be a situation where we set up and then we leave.
Yeah. So if you want to meet Rob will be there in 15-minute increments every 4 hours.
Got to go cool off.
Oh, well, Adrian, one time she was at a game hot and she left. Everybody's looking for her. I said, where'd she go? It was hot. And I said, well, where'd you go? She goes, I went to Sugars. So if you know what Sugars is, you know where Adrian was at. Oh. So, but we're playing, who is it we're playing? The
Western Carolina?
The Northwestern Apache Carolina University. Let me go back over to here. It is Western Carolina. Okay, what is the Western Carolina mascot?
Cavaliers.
Nope. You got the first letter right.
I don't know.
Catamounts.
The catamounts.
What
That's
is
close.
it? What is a catamount?
It's cannon, Terry, that you
Nope.
put on the front of a ship.
No,
No.
because if
It's a bird.
it looks like a bobcat. Let's see here. Let's Google it on.
I'll bet it is some kind of a cat.
It is a cat, but I've never heard of a. Why don't you just call them cats?
Well,
Google what?
what is a catamount? It's some ferocious little thing.
What is
probably.
a cat? Catalytic converter, a catamaran.
That's a boat, right?
I don't know. Catamount. What is a catamount? Bump, 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 bump. A medium-sized or large wild cat, especially a cougar. So it's a cougar. Why wouldn't you call them a cougar?
Aren't those the women that go after younger? Oh no, not that one. Okay, because I'm all about some cougars. Just joking.
Let's see here. Catamount. Any of various wild cats such as cougar or lynx.
Hey, check this out. Turf Monster got him on the kickoff.
Examples of catamount in a sentence. Found the footprints of a catamount on the mountain trail. Why wouldn't you say cougar? Because if you tell me, Terry, there's a catamount, and I go, what the hell is a catamount? And then the cougar's going to grab me by the throat.
So here's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find us during the tailgate some Western Carolina people and go, WTF on catamount.
Exactly. Eastern cougar is also known as the ghost cat, catamount, puma, painter panther, and mountain lion. Cougars are also called mountain lions, pumas, catamounts. Were native to Wisconsin, but were extirpated through unregulated hunting.
You mean exterminated?
It's extirpated.
Huh?
Extirpated. I don't even know what that means.
I'm not sure that's a nice word.
First known use of catamount was in 1664.
Oh.
Because it was a guy who couldn't say cougar. He said
You didn't want to attract the wrong girl.
Okay, Western Carolina. Let's see, what are they about here? Let's take a look at them.
Do we know any cougars, by the way?
The Western Carolina offensive line coach. Oh, yeah, I did hear that. John Peacup died Wednesday of complications from COVID-19. He was 32. Let's see. I'm trying to find. They're first in the Southern Conference. Are they Division I? They can't be Division
I don't think they are, but they might be.
Play Oklahoma. I can't even know. I don't even know what. No, they can't be because I don't know who these teams. I can't. Versus Sam, and it's a bulldog. Samford. They play Samford. They're in the Southern Conference. They play the Citadel. They play a team.
It's gonna
the Walford Terriers.
It's gonna be a pretty bad beatdown. Probably.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, it should be. It better be. if it's 40-35, Terry, we're gonna have real problems.
Yeah.
People are gonna be jumping off that cliff.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it here to where. Okay, they play. Oh, they lost to Eastern Kentucky. And the Eastern Kentucky team are the Colonels, in case you were wondering.
I wasn't, but Kentucky Colonels.
The Kentucky Colonels. Let's see. They play Oklahoma at 6. It says, it is 6 p.m. Duh, I just had a brain fart. They play the Samford Bulldogs, Gardner Webb. Bulldogs, the Gardner Webb.
Is that JUCO?
Gardner Webb.
No, it's D2, right?
They played Chattanooga, Mercer, Citadel, Wofford, Furman, Eastern Tennessee State, and VMI.
That's the...
here's another one. Furman, Furman, the Paladins. What's a Paladin?
It's a knight.
Is it?
I think. A paladin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a knight.
Okay, Google. What
Yep. I'm pretty sure
Is-
it's like a
a pat what did I say?
paladin.
A pallet.
Palladin. Paladin.
P-A-L. A palindrome. A-D-I-N-S. What is it? Paladin. A trusted military leader from as a medieval prince, a leading champion of cause.
Ah, so it's close.
Now, the paladin is a holy knight crusading in the name of good and order and is divine spellcaster. They're
that's
a
right.
witchcraft team.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Anyway, I've never even heard of half the teams they play.
Or a catamount.
Yeah, or a catamount. I couldn't tell you where Western Carolina is.
I can.
Can you? Where's it at?
It's east of here in the Carolinas. How about that, Terry?
Regular season last year. Well, they played 3 games. Oh, Lord, Rob. They played 3 games Saturday in November and 1 December, and then they played spring ball. They were, 1-8. Their Chattanooga and Wolford game got canceled. They were beaten by Liberty 58-14, Eastern Kentucky 49-17, North Carolina 49-9. Furman 35-7, Sanford 55-27, VMI 30-7, Mercer 45-28, Eastern Tennessee State 24-17, and they beat the Citadel 21-14.
Oh, boy. This is no test. Come on.
I hate these games, and it's pay-per-view for those of you guys who want to pay to watch this crap show. But
I wouldn't pay to watch it, to be honest with you.
no, I mean,
Well, I would.
it's going to be 99 degrees, Rob. Do you want to even go to this game?
Man, 99 degrees. It's
Uh,
going to be rough.
anyway, it is football season, and that's all that matters.
That's it.
That's it. So, put your new gear on. Root for the Sooners this Saturday. Come by the tailgate if you're in Norman. We are at the corner of Boyd and Jenkins. And we are right in the middle of the park there. Boing. I put that off the... but we are right in the middle of all the tailgaters on the corner of Boyd and
You
Jenkins.
can't miss us because
You can't
Terry and I are
miss.
the best looking ones around.
Yep. You'll see all the women standing around us. You know, Rob will have a stick out beating them off. And Rob,
Terry, this is a kid's show. I mean, a family show.
but anyway, that's the podcast, guys. We look forward to seeing you. Next time, make sure go on and buy your shirt, unhitchthewagons.com. Get promo code, discount code NATTY, N-A-T-T-Y. Get $5 off, I believe it is, or 5%. I think it's $5 off the Pocket Unhitch the Wagon shirt. Go buy it. Help everybody out. That's it for this time. Boomer, Rob.
See you, Terry.